Hey, you guys released a video this week.
We did?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh shit.
What video did we put out, Duke?
Duke, take us into our vids.
You guys released the Todd Aaron video that I watched like on my phone yesterday, because I didn't really remember much about it, but it was good.
Play the Arvids thing.
I don't have that.
We don't.
This is still a tanked computer.
Oh, well, right now,
I
Sean
can
would
go to a black
insert
scene, but that's all.
on Monday though.
Go to black. Go to black.
Okay, black.
Go to black.
Fade to black.
On Monday, Sean.
Everyone,
For how long do we need to be in
Theater
black?
of the mind. Just picture Arvids.
That's not that song anymore.
Attitude.
What is this? I've never seen this before. Anyways, welcome back to Arvids.
Yo, we're back.
Todd Aaron, our newest Todd Aaron went up. How many Todd Aarons have we done officially?
I don't know.
Counting all of them. Do you know?
Well,
I think there are 7. Am I
7
right?
years. We've done
7
it. Wait,
years.
well,
Yeah, did you start in 08 or 07?
07.
Okay.
But there was 2 of them in 07. There was 2 of them in 07 because we did one for Spike.
And 2 in...
two
whatever
last
had
year.
the VGX. That was last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think altogether
Was it
9
9?
or 10.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
Holy shit.
Wow. Man, when we
And
first did that,
it's still fresh.
we had no idea that was going to be a thing. The first time we did it.
Somebody online put an image together of every version of
Oh
Todd
wow,
Yeah,
and how you've aged,
Sean, you're gonna hate it.
Sean.
No.
You age so much.
Oh, I'm
Just in the last 2 years.
I'm fucking
Hey,
old.
you know what?
but- yeah.
Oh,
What?
I just thought about it,
Huh.
and I know what it is.
Wow, you are
All right, Garrett just thought about it.
Having kids, man.
Yeah.
That's
yes.
the stress
because
in your
no,
life.
you don't sleep anymore.
That's stress in
that
your life.
alone ages you.
Wow. Rocco, you lucked out.
I look better.
yeah.
I
like a fine
want to
wine.
see that image though. I made my beard as big as possible for that because I found like a lot of bros that seem to have like the big beard
Yeah,
right
oh,
now,
that's
so I
the
wanted
thing.
to do that.
Like baseball players.
Yeah, so I wanted to have the big beard for the.
It's really funny because the image altogether, 2008, we got our positions wrong.
We did.
Every other year was fine. Like, it's like the second one we switched, and then we were the same every year since.
Oh wow, that's funny.
But anyway,
And I look the same. Because it's the same clip.
no, we reshoot it every year. No, but anyway, we had a little change up on this one. The opening had a attorney
Great.
Right.
played by Eric's dad.
That was my dad.
That
And
was
you know
Eric's
what's
father.
funny? I was thinking about this. I was the one who wrote up the little speech for the beginning, and his name is Branford Lockheed Jones. Because I came up with that name and I thought, that sounds like a lawyer's name. The more I thought about it, that is 3 lawyers' names. Because when you go to a law firm, it's the last names of the partners.
Oh yeah.
And that guy just had 3 last names for his name. So, little extra joke I didn't get until right now.
It just made it so. It's like a little. That's good.
But I think that it was good, Todd and Aaron.
I think so.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
My favorite part of it was the ISIS joke
Yeah.
about
yeah.
the
That's
journalists
the
don't come
highlight.
home. And to confirm everyone's suspicions,
Oh yeah.
that was a genuine reaction.
Of course.
Just
of course.
to recap how we do the Todd and Aaron videos, in case people don't know, we make a list of every
Joke.
award. Yeah, every award, and what's the basic joke behind it? Most straightforward organization, ISIS, but they're going to say it as is because to them, it is what it is, and that's it. We'll just write that down. Then me and Sean will take that, say the required part of it, and then throw in our own little flavor. You know, we'll just kind of rant on it for a little bit, and that's that aspect of it is improv.
Right.
We have a solid list, but we kind of improv off of that solid list, and so we didn't know what we were going to say for the ISIS thing, except for it is what it is, and so I just kind of kept throwing stuff out. And I didn't know that I had gone too far until Sean, like, we had already kind of ranted
We're like,
for a minute.
a couple minutes,
It
yeah.
gets to a point where, okay, wrap it up. And that's the point that I said that. So they must like hanging out with them. So in Sean's mind, hey, we're already wrapping this up, right? Why are we making that joke? And I just saw his reaction and just decided to keep going off of it. Like, did I disappoint somebody?
Yeah.
And that's why I acted like my dad was off camera.
You rolled with that so well. I thought that was so.
Yeah,
funny.
it was.
That's so like genuinely funny. That's great.
That was my actual reaction of like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, Rocco.
Yeah. And
No,
I-
'cause in my mind, we're already past the point where we're not going to use this anyways.
Yeah.
Because there's times when we get to a certain level, Todd Aaron, that it's
Yeah.
like it's so vulgar by the end. This will never make
Yeah.
it to the final cut.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, yeah.
Is I assume that wouldn't be in there either because we always do. That's not even the worst thing we say when we're doing Todd and Aaron. We go and go and go and go and go, and then you'll use 10 seconds.
You basically
of it,
make your mind go to the worst possible places to do Todd Aaron, and then
but
just
you cut from that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I assume that wouldn't be in there either, but the reaction and the genuineness of the moment was so good that it was like, yeah, okay, I think it could stay.
Yeah.
And
No, it's fine.
It's a good joke.
It's
But,
I mean, it's funny.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed. There were a lot that weren't used this year because we always have to kind of pare it down a little bit. But I'm sure you'll see those at some point.
You know what you talked before about the comparison shots and how I've aged. I felt it way more after doing Todd and Aaron. Like, when I was 2007, I could yell all day. I was fine. I woke up the next day, I was like sore from like jumping around and yelling so much. It's just like my throat
Threw your
hurt.
voice
Like
out.
I just felt like shit, and it's like,
Ugh.
man, I'm a lot older than when I started doing this. It's
It's
weird.
kind of like that movie, The Wrestler. You gotta know when to throw in the towel.
Yeah.
I'm like the wrestler.
I'd have
You
to
are.
call it quits.
You might die doing Todd and Aaron. if you
You're
don't
That would
watch
be
it.
good.
you're gonna be outside our warehouse and point to it and go, in here they can't touch me. What?
We know a guy that could, if he gets too old for Todd or Aaron or whoever he is,
Yeah.
we know a guy who
Yeah.
could probably be a little more animated.
Yeah. This guy, put me in a fucking video for once.
Please.
Anyways, think about it.
Hey, how intentional was it to have two different spots where Todd is both of you? To have
So
the hallway and then the other thing.
An email I got from a lot of people was, oh, this is they finally confirmed who was Todd and who was Aaron.
No.
Watch
them all.
Watch it again. And but I was gonna say, we planned from the beginning. Yeah, Todd is, Todd's farts. Haha, that I was gonna point to him. We intended that, but we weren't really worried about it because it was like, look, we've called each other Todd or Aaron different times throughout
Yeah.
all of them. So who cares if that's even whatever in here? But when it came time to put the picture of his hallway in there, I credit it to Todd because I figured most people won't even see that.
Yeah.
But here in the video is more proof that no one knows who's Todd.
Who's Todd or
You know,
who's
like
Aaron?
but if you look in past videos, it's always been
It's
that
irrelevant.
way. Yeah, it's
I
not.
feel like whenever there's a joke that uses the name Todd or Aaron, it doesn't matter to me who says it.
Yeah, no.
You know,
It doesn't matter.
Like,
Yeah.
do a take. We do takes when we film Todd and Aaron. We do a group shot and two individual shots for the close-ups. And in the individual shots, they both say Todd is the other guy. So
Yeah,
That's true.
it doesn't matter.
exactly.
Looks
so
at Todd.
It doesn't. But yeah. Anyway, so that was in there. I had a good time. Filming the little cops ending.
That was
was
fun.
something.
Yeah, that
was
you know,
fun.
sometimes
That was cool.
sometimes we go through a lot of, or we think about like. We think for a long time on how to end a Todd and Aaron video, and then there's sometimes it just immediately happens, and the cops thing was... All the shit going on with police was just fresh on our mind, so as soon as we started the Todd and Aaron video, I thought it was Derek, was just like, we should be cops. Let's just be cops. They want to be cops.
Yeah.
Okay, done.
Well, Eric and I have a running gag where whenever police are in the news, which is not very often, but whenever they're in the news, we like to just text each other and speculate what it would be like to be police officers. And we've concluded it's the best fucking job you could ever have.
You can do
You could
anything,
do anything
you want on camera.
You can do
and it doesn't
anything you
matter.
want. You could be as stupid as you want. It doesn't fucking matter. It's it's like putting God mode on your life. You just
should
put
make
the
a movie
fucking
about
codes in. So
And you carry a gun, too.
you get to carry a gun and you can shoot anybody with
I
it.
love
No,
Rocco's
who's
just
gonna
You
arrest
don't even gotta hide it no more.
Yeah.
You're
Who's
just
gonna arrest
shooting
you?
things randomly at the crowd. You go,
Yeah.
You can just drive your car through red lights. You can just walking down the street. You just pick a random person, boom, right in the face.
It's like playing
you
GTA. It's
You
like
could-
GTA
yeah.
IRL.
it's like GTA IRL. You're right. Wow.
It is so. I mean, if I wasn't doing Mega64, I would be a fucking cop.
You know, and I always
That's my backup plan.
Straight up. Oh man.
I always hear ads on the radio. They're hiring, guys.
They
are
are.
hiring.
What I enjoyed, I have to say, I don't know what Todd and Aaron video is my favorite or what's my least favorite or whatever, But what I will say I got enjoyment out of on this one more than any other Todd and Aaron we've ever done is that I feel like this one played both sides of a lot of subjects in terms of these were the emails I got all week since the video came out.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you were on the side of this. And then someone who was on the other side of this whatever subject would go, I didn't know you were on that subject.
How does a
on
Todd
that
and
side."
Aaron video constitute picking a side?
No, but it's great because they are just two idiots that yell dumb stuff about everything.
Everything.
So you would get people going, "Oh yeah, you shit on this group," and then someone from this other group of people would go, "Aha, you shit on that group."
You know,
We did not intend to shit on anybody. We intended to make a video where life was difficult for two idiots.
Yeah.
That's it. And you know what I mean? It's like that. And if you yell enough, you'll get anyone to go with you. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
So,
and
what were you
also,
gonna say?
too, I was going to say, honestly, I was a little bit disappointed with Todd and Aaron this year, only because there wasn't a lot of video game news to talk about this year.
Yeah.
I think a stronger video game portion would have been good.
Yeah, and I feel like that is kind of reflective of the year. Todd and Aaron always makes fun of what was around that year. And it is a kind of a bummer that this year there wasn't a lot of video game news, and it was really just a bunch of, what side are you on?
A lot more was
Yeah,
outside
it
the
was,
box.
It was about the argument more than the game.
Yeah, so it is funny that people email you like
About
upset,
that.
like, you're picking
Yeah.
sides, and it's like, the whole world is picking sides.
Yeah.
We're actually just reflecting on this year in video games.
Yeah, and I got emails too that were like, "Wow, you didn't bring up Madden once? You didn't bring up Madden at all during the video? How come you didn't bring up Madden?" Because you weren't talking about that. You were arguing. You know what I mean? It's like no, there wasn't a big discussion about.
it
the
felt
big
like-
fiasco wasn't a dumb game this year. It
No.
was about argument
It-
and
It,
yeah.
it
was
felt
about
like it
ethics.
felt like there wasn't a new Madden this year because
Yeah.
I don't play Madden and I didn't hear anything about the new Madden.
Yeah.
Well, the tattoo system.
Now
That's
we should
we
say.
we actually did have a joke about that
Yeah.
in there. Can I just say what the joke was?
Oh, yeah.
They in the new Madden, the new feature is hyper realistic tattoos. So then Rocco says, "Oh, that's fucking cool if I ever make it into the NFL." And he like lifts his shirt up, and we have a blurred out tattoo.
Oh,
on
yeah.
it.
Oh.
And you
Yeah.
can't tell what the tattoo is, but then Sean makes a comment like, "Oh wow, that's like really offensive," and then Rocco just responds, "What? It's just a bunch of LOLs." So, like,
That was originally.
that was
That
that
was
was
in
shot. You shot that.
We didn't shoot
Yeah.
that.
shot that,
shot that.
but it was just a little too long. And we personally know the guy who has the LOL tattoo, so I always feel like maybe that's funnier to us than to
Yeah.
the rest of the world.
Yeah, it was. So it did result in not as strong of a game portion, but Kotaku still posted the video.
I saw that.
They
like-
said
wow.
they said congratulations to Kevin Spacey.
I love that joke.
They literally posted it with Kevin Spacey finally gets the award he deserves, and I thought that was really funny.
Congratulations.
So thank you.
Yeah, I love that Kevin Spacey K-Pax. We try to find like what was Kevin Spacey in, but no one remembers that he was in. And K-Pax is what it was.
I watched it like last year. It was on,
K-Pax?
yeah, it was on cable, and I just like tuned in again. I had seen it when it first came out too, for whatever reason.
I think my favorite joke in that video is when you say Rayman Legends is nothing like the movie, and then behind you is a screenshot of Rain Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice subtle.
Did you guys know? And maybe I'm sorry if I'm presuming here, but I have a suspicion you guys that you two, Derek and Sean, didn't know this. Okay, so we make the joke about. I just realized we never talked about it, so I'm curious.
Okay.
We gave a Game of the Year to Grand Theft Auto 5.
Right.
Which is funny because that came out last year.
That came out last year, right.
But it only got re-released, which kind of summed up this year. It was a lot of re-releases and whatever this
Yeah.
year. That was on PS4 this year, and that won. Did you know that Rayman was the same thing?
No, I did not know that.
And which ended up being a really good double joke.
What came out last year and was
Yeah.
re-released this
Yes.
year?
Yeah.
That is a
Right.
game from last year,
Yeah,
and
it
only this
wasn't
year
on
got.
next-gen system,
Yeah.
so.
So it worked out really well as a
In
double
all
joke.
honesty, though, what was the game of the year? What game came out this year?
South
I
Park
don't know.
Game of the year.
for me.
I can't tell you.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what? Here's the thing about South Park. It was a really good game, but if you're not into South Park, which some
Yeah.
people aren't,
Right.
I don't think you're going to enjoy
sure,
it very much.
but it
I
was
am.
mine. It was mine.
I played it as a fan of like Obsidian stuff and not a huge South Park fan, and it wasn't bad, but yeah, not Game of the Year. If you're
Yeah.
not a huge
Well,
South
what, it
Park
was for me, but what something that like maybe the public could agree, like, okay, that
Honestly,
was a landmark.
with South Park,
there really wasn't.
I felt like the story in South Park was really good, really funny, but kind of like the gameplay of it, the
Yeah,
map
the gameplay
exploration,
wasn't
a
very
little bit
good.
tedious.
I thought Mario Kart was great, but that's not really like a game to get into. But
I think I said Ground Zeroes.
See, I said Shadows of Mordor because I don't give a fuck about Lord of the Rings, but I thought the game was incredible.
There you go.
Game of the year.
Shadows of Mordor was good, and I would say maybe it was Game of the Year just because it was something new.
Yeah,
A new idea, but even then,
The-
it was still kind of just like a
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed clone.
Yeah, the point I brought up is it's a lot like Assassin's Creed 1 in that I like what it does, but it does have a lot of faults. But you ignore the faults because it's doing something new.
Yeah.
So I
It's a really good point.
There
Yeah.
wasn't really something this year. There was lots of stuff to play that I really enjoyed, all of it. But, I see people posting things in the chat about what should have got it, but it's all throwback shit or something that was already... That's not to say they weren't fun, but like,
but I just feel
Mario
like,
Kart was awesome. Mario Kart was so awesome. But it was, it was more Mario Kart.
Mario
This
Kart,
was a
yeah.
safe year. I had lots to play this year, but it was a
I
safe
think Garrett,
year.
you said, or someone said last podcast, PT was one of
Yeah,
theirs.
PT.
And
Yeah,
I thought,
I almost feel like
PT's up there too.
yeah, it barely qualifies as a game, I guess, but it was a game experience.
Yeah, but I
It
think
was.
we loved it because of the way we played it.
that's true.
True. I think, half of
Well,
the allure
Yeah,
of it
you know
was
what?
the mystery.
I can't give Game of the Year to a half, an hour experience.
I agree.
I'll never play PT again. So
Why
it was
I
fun.
think though that was significant. We had fun. We played it the way that we did, but why I think it was significant though is it became a real social thing when it first came out. It became like, how do you get through this? There's no way. No, I think I found a way because it became conversation, and I thought that was kind of. I wouldn't give that Game of the Year, but I think that was one of the neatest.
I mean,
things
Yeah.
if it's not Game of the Year, it might be my most enjoyable gaming experience of the whole year. Whether it was a half hour to play through.
I had a lot of fun.
Because after we did the podcast where we played, I had gone home a month later and
Yeah.
beat it all the way, on one playthrough with some friends helping me.
Sure.
And it was a ton of fun. Were you there, Eric?
What?
I think Jake was over and
You
we
played
beat
PT again?
PT over at my house.
No, I wasn't there.
You weren't. I think it
You
was
know
just
what?
me and Jake.
I think
it was fun.
I'm going outside the box. I'm gonna get weird. There is no Game of the Year for 2014 for me.
No game.
They were all there.
Yeah.
All right.
A big point a lot of people brought up this year was Destiny. I didn't play Destiny, but a lot of people brought up it's a game that kind of makes you think about the Game of the Year status because a lot of people like it, but then they also say it has a lot of faults.
Yeah.
So it's like it kind of makes it like you can't really graph it on a scale. You just kind of
Yeah.
kind of
It definitely isn't Game of the Year just because, I like it. A lot of people shit on it, but I have a lot of fun
I
playing
enjoyed it. It didn't really like captivate me enough to keep going.
But it definitely,
it was fine.
I think the single player faults are really what's caused a strike against it. Now
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
it was kind of more designed
But
for
you
the
know what?
multiplayer.
Destiny. I don't have the next generation, but it almost feels like a game that we could have got on the last
totally.
generation.
Well, you can get it on the.
Yeah, it came out on
You
those.
can.
Yeah.
So yeah, last year I wasn't really anticipating much from the next gen stuff because there's always feels like it takes at least a year for it to really take off. And so last year I was fine with re-release of this, remake of that. I was okay with that. I'm kind of not feeling that
Hopefully
as much this
the
year.
re-releases slow down.
Like there's rumors of a Gears of War box, and I love Gears of War, but even that I started to feel fatigue. Like I already own those. I'm
Yeah.
good,